This is week 5 of Mindustry ranked development. Check description for playlist of all parts. So, this has already been a long way of coding some new project for me, and I faced an issue a while ago that the code for the hub and for rooms sometimes differs. This is due to the fact that they use the same base methods, but different logics that stand behind them. That's why I decided to split the project into parts in such a way that hub and nodes use some common parts, but also implement their own behaviors. I created 3 modules: common, hub and node, and started to split classes into those modules. Then I had to figure out how to build several modules inside the Gradle. See, I've used Maven before, but never actually messed around with the building system itself. You usually set it up once and never touch again, which I think actually is a good sign. So, I tried one approach and got some error. After that, I messed around with the code and tried to change something, but still got errors, and decided to find examples of such projects. Needless to say that they didn't really want to cooperate with my intentions. Okay, I then tried to find answers in Essentials Mindustry plugin, which I was sure could help me out. Let's try to build again, and the build is finally successful. Yay! So, let's make sure that it still works, right? Of course it does not. Okay, it seems like dependencies are not available from one mod jar to the other. And I had an idea, and in order to check it, I downloaded Essentials release build and found out that it had all dependencies inside one jar file, which is actually crazy. It's quite an uncommon solution nowadays, but it seems I have to deal with it. So, I'll need to find out how to automate dependency collection in the same way. And also, fun fact, it appears Gradle has 2 constructions for plugins which do exactly the same thing by docs, but somehow one of them isn't working for me, and it doesn't provide me any readable error for that. Okay, that dependency collection thing is called Shadow Jar, and you basically apply a plugin for a project that produces a proper output. Let's try to start it and get this error that doesn't make sense. How could someone think this tree would help? So, I just continued trying over and over until I got some seemingly decent result. All dependencies inside one jar file. Nice. But all dependencies were too much. I needed all my libraries. So, all I needed was to apply a filter for that plugin to include only my commons into the hub. Rebuild and see if it works. Perfect. The jar contains only my classes. But here is the catch. When I started the server, it still needed more dependencies, which were because of using MongoDB inside my project. So, I modified the filter to only exclude libraries that are already present in the Mindustry server. And now it was finally the time when everything worked back to normal and ready to write more code. The process of refactoring already took 5 hours. That's why I decided to just clean up the code without any new features this time, and finish feeling excited about the next week, where I implement the final necessary part of the system, node health check and several room support. That is the end of week 5. Feel free to join the Discord server of the project and try it yourself. Please like, subscribe and leave comments. See you in the next video.